Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Stratomatic 1977 ALCS game number 2 from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore as the Orioles tried to even the series with the Texas Rangers. They took it on the chin in game 1, and Earl Weaver was not happy, so Earl Weaver has made some lineup changes. Texas, a couple tweaks, but not a whole lot going on with their lineup that's different. Starting pitchers for today's game, Gaylord Perry of the Texas Rangers, who was 15-12 with a 3.37 ERA on the regular season, and Mike Flanagan, who was 15-10 with a 3.64 ERA on the regular season. We are, of course, at Memorial Stadium. It is a day game, and I rolled good weather, so singles are 1-2 for both righties and lefties, and home runs are 1-10 for both righties and lefties. Hello, RJL. How are you? We're getting this game underway, but again, Earl Weaver is making some drastic moves. He does not like losing, and when you're down 0-1 in a 5-game series, desperate times call for desperate measures. So let's look at the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Texas Rangers, and instead of on the score sheet, I'll just do them with the cards. How about that? Leading off will be shortstop Bert Campaneris. Batting second, playing second base is Bump Wills. They flip-flop because in game 1, Wills led off and Campaneris batted second. Hitting third is at third base, Toby Harrah. Batting cleanup is the designated hitter, Willie Horton. Batting fifth, the human rain delay, Mike Hargrove. Hitting sixth and playing left field is Tom Grieve. Batting seventh and catching is Jim Sundberg. Batting eighth and playing in right field, Ken Henderson. And batting ninth, center fielder Juan Beniquez. So that is your lineup for the Texas Rangers facing Mike Flanagan. Hello, Patrick, Glenn, and Tribe fan. Welcome to everybody. All right. Gaylord Perry is your starter for Texas. And let's look at the Oriole lineup. It is a big shakeup because Earl Weaver was not happy about Al Bumry and his 4-range fielding, allowing several balls to drop in. So leading off in center field is going to be Elliot Maddox. He is a 2 in center field. So hey, Chris, how are you doing? So he's putting Bumry on the bench, maybe to give him a wake-up call or something. I don't know. But Elliot Maddox is going to lead off and play center. Rich Dower bats second and plays second. Ken Singleton in right field hits third. Eddie Murray at first base bats cleanup. Lee May, the designated hitter, will hit fifth. And in left field, replacing Pat Kelly is going to be Andre Mora. And batting seventh at third base, Doug DeCinces. Batting eighth, back in the lineup, is Rick Dempsey, as Skaggs caught game 1. Dempsey's going to catch game 2, day game after night game. And Kiko Garcia is at short in place of Mark Belanger, as Earl is looking for a little bit of offense. He might give up a little bit of defense to get the offense. His plan is to get the lead and then bring in Belanger for defense later on. But you know about the best laid plans of mice and men. All right, so I think we are just about set to go. Get everything on here. I'm going to trust that you guys can see everything on the screen. I'm looking at my laptop next to me, and it looks like everything is pretty good. So we're ready to go. Mike Flanagan to lead off on the mound for the Orioles, finishing up his warm-up tosses. Again, Orioles down 1-0. If you go down 2-0, you're pretty much in trouble. Although they do have Jim Palmer ready to go in game 3, which I guess is a saving grace there. But you don't want to be down 2-0 going on the road to Texas. That would not be a good thing for their psyche. So now it looks like everything is lined up the way I want it, so I can sit down and get this game underway. Game 1 of the NLCS was just completed yesterday, so if you have not seen that, I won't give the score away. Game 2 will be coming up in a couple of days maybe. I don't know exactly when I'm going to record that one, but I did want to get Game 2 of the ALCS in the books. All right, so here we go. It's up to the Orioles to try to get this game back and tie the series, send it to Arlington Stadium, tied it a game apiece, I should say. For anybody that came in late, the ballpark effects were good on the roll. I rolled a 2 on the D20. So a 1-2 for singles and 1-10 for home runs on both sides of the plate. All right, so Bert Campaneris is going to lead things off here in game 2. And we get a 2-7 for Campy, and that is a straight-out single. So Bert Campaneris singles, and immediately he's a threat to steal. Flanagan's a 0 hold, but this, Dempsey is a -3 arm, which is much better than Skaggs, who's a -1. So if Campaneris gets the jump, he's going to take off 5 from his number because you're being held for 2 and then -3 here. So the best he could do if he gets the jump is a 10. So they're going to try it anyway. They almost feel like they're playing with house money. So a 2 through 9 or an 11, he gets the jump. 10 or 12, he gets picked off. That's a 7, so he will get the jump. And again, it's going to be a 10 because you have 15 here, but you lose 3 for Dempsey, makes him a 12, and then he's being held. You lose 2 more, makes him a 10. So 1 to 10, and he will steal it. If it's a 1, 2, or 3, then Dempsey has a potential throwing error. It is a 6, so it's a stolen base. So Campaneris, not deterred, gets that stolen base. He will be held at second base for Bump Wills, who's an A bunter, so I think they're going to look to bunt here. See what happens on the bunt. It is a 4. He becomes a B bunter because he is, or the infield is at the corners. So it becomes a B bunter with a 4. B bunter and a 4 is speed. So we come down here to speed, and it says batter a great bunt and has a chance to beat it out for a single. Roll the 20-sided die. If it falls within his running range, scored as a single. If its split falls outside his speed, scores a sacrifice bunt. All right, so Bump Wills has 16 speeds, so if this D20 is a 1 through 16, he will actually beat this sacrifice bunt out for a hit, and we'll have runners on the corners. If it's a 17 through 20, it's going to be a sacrifice, and Campaneris will go to third. It is a 14, so he beats it out. How about that? Bump Wills was giving himself up, but he ends up getting himself a base hit. Bunt single. So that puts runners at the corners with nobody out. And Wills will be held. He's not going to try to get a jump, but he will be held. Toby Harrah, the batter. Orioles playing double play depth. They need to get 2 outs. They'll give up the run to get the 2 outs if they can do it. 3-9 for Toby Harrah, but he's not going to do it. 3-9's a 1 to 8 double, 9 to 20 single. 2 stars on each. That is a single, 2 stars. So that will bring across Campaneris, and the Rangers grab an early 1-0 lead. Wills will go to third. And we got runners at the corners again with nobody out. Harrah, again, will be held, but will not try to steal. And here's Willie Horton, the DH. That's nothing on the 20. Here's Horton. 110 for Horton. That's a ballpark home run chance, which is 1 to 10 with this good weather at Memorial Stadium. So 1 to 10, and it's a 3-run homer. It's a 13, so it's a fly to left, but it will be a sacrifice fly because the runner is on third. So it's a sacrifice fly to left field, and that will score Bump Wills to make it 2-0 in favor of the Rangers, but it could have been a lot worse had that gotten over the fence there, but Mora was able to catch it at the track. 1 away, and that brings up the human rain delay, Mike Hargrove, with Harrah at first, who is being held on. Nothing on the 20. Here is Hargrove. Lefty on lefty, 4-2, and that's a walk. So Flanagan walks Hargrove. Not helping his cause at all. Earl already has bullpen activity going, and they do have the right-hander, Dennis Martinez. He's their long man, and he is loosening the pen in case Flanagan can't get it done. So Hargrove walks, puts runners at first and second. Harrah's being held on at second base, but Hargrove's not being held on at first, obviously. Here's Tom Grieve. Nothing on the 20. Here's the actual at bat. It is 2-4, and that's a 1 to 9 home run. 10 to 20, we got a fly ball to left. So again, 1 to 9 is a 3-run homer. 10 to 20, it's just a regular fly out. It is a 1. It is gone. A 3-run homer by Tom Grieve. And some people were giving the Texas manager a hard time by sitting Claudell Washington and going with Tom Grieve. But Grieve proves that strategy worked to perfection. It is now 5-0. And Flanagan just trying to get out of the first inning if he can. It's only 1 out, and he's going to be facing Sundberg. But Dennis Martinez may make an early entrance here. 6-9. 6-9's a fly to center. That's 2 down. And that brings up Ken Henderson, switch hitter, batting right-handed. That is a 6-11. That's a fly ball right field X. That's Singleton. He's a 3 E5. 3 and a 9. He will get to that. E5. E5 and a 13. Let's check the E5 13 section for outfielders. E5. There's a 14, but no 13, so it's good play. That will end the inning, but I think Flanagan's going to tap out or top out at 1 inning pitched. He is going to be out of there. Earl Weaver not going to take that much longer. So Dennis Martinez will be the new pitcher. Flanagan goes 1 inning, and he gives up the home run and 5 earned runs, 5 runs all earned. He walked 1, and he gave up 4 hits while not striking out anybody. So a horrible outing for Mike Flanagan. Could not have asked for anything worse out of him. Luckily, there's a travel day tomorrow, so pretty much everybody in the bullpen is available for the Orioles, and they're going to need it. Whoops. Dennis Martinez, too eager. He doesn't pitch till the second. So Gaylord Perry finishing his warm-up tosses, and it'll be Elliot Maddox. Elliot Maddox lead it off instead of Bumbry. 1-7, and he flies to center. Out number 1. Here's Rich Dower. That is a 2-5 for Dower, and he draws a 1-out walk off of Gaylord Perry. Dower will not be held. Ken Singleton trying to get something going for the O's. Nothing there. And that is a 3-9. 3-9 is another walk. So first and second, 1 out for Eddie Murray. 1 swing of the bat could get him right back in the game. Nobody's being held on. That is a 3-12 for Murray. Ballpark single check. It's only a 1-2. Anything else, he lines out to second. And that's what he will do. So that's 2 down. Runners had to hold. Here's Lee May, the DH. Nothing on the 20. Here is the pitch to May. 4-9. And that's a damage done for Lee May. 4-9, a 1-12 is a 3-run homer. 13-20 is a double. And it's probably a 2-run double because Singleton's not being held, plus there's 2 outs. So let's see, 1-12 is a 3-run dinger for Lee May. 6, it's gone. There's Earl Weaver's patented 3-run homer. And it came to pass. All of a sudden, it's a 5-3 game. And now Gaylord Perry's a little stunned. He had a 5-0 lead, but that has been whittled down to 5-3. And we could be looking at a slugfest here at Memorial Stadium. Here's Andre Mora. 2-7. He will ground to short to end the inning. But the Orioles pick up 3 on the 3-run homer by Lee May. And after 1 complete, it is 5-3. That still doesn't change that Dennis Martinez is going to be your new pitcher. Because Earl just cannot, he's not going to let that stand to give up 5 runs like that. So here is Juan Beniquez, and he's mainly playing center field. Well, he would play center field all the time anyway, but I mean, they liked him against the lefty, but now he's got to face the righty. So Martinez 4-8, and that's a leadoff walk. Boy, Earl Weaver is puffing those Chesterfields. He does not like those leadoff walks. And Beniquez now has a chance because Dennis Martinez is a +3 hold, which cancels out the 3 on Dempsey to make it all a 0. So if Beniquez can get the jump, he's got a 15 on his steal chance. So 2 through 10, he gets the jump, but 11 or 12, he gets picked off. And he gets the jump. So it'll be a 15 for Juan Beniquez. But it's a 20, so how about that? Rick Dempsey throws him out. 1 away, so caught stealing. That was big. Keep that runner off the base. And now we've got Bert Campaneris, top of the order. 2-6 for Campy, and he's going to ground to first. Eddie Murray will step on the bag himself, 2 down. And that brings up Bump Wills. That caught stealing changed the complexion of the whole inning here. Bump Wills, 1-3, and he grounds to Dower at second, and that's going to end the inning. So Martinez looked like he was in trouble as well, but Dempsey bailed him out. And we go to the bottom of the second, still 5-3. Gaylord's shaking off that home run he gave up. Here's DeSensei. He's capable of the long ball. 2-7, but not this time. It's a fly to center. 1 down. That brings up Rick Dempsey, who just had that nice throw on the caught stealing. 6-8. He's going to strike out, though. So you lose something offensively with Dempsey, but you gain something defensively. Here's Kiko Garcia. 1-5 for Garcia. That's a 1-7 double. Anything else, he will fly out to Henderson right. That is a 17, so Henderson will make the catch. 3 up, 3 down. So after a rough first inning, both pitchers put the kibosh on anything else, and we go to the third. Still 5-3 Texas. Dennis Martinez has a 4 for relief rating. He was normally a starter, but he does have some relief rating, but he certainly can toss a few innings if he's effective. Here's Toby Hara. 2-10 for Hara, and he gets hit by the pitch. So Toby Hara gets plunked. He is an A stealer. If he can get the jump 4 through 6, he will have a 19 out of 20 chance to steal it. So they're going to try to get the jump. It's a 6. He gets the jump. So anything other than a 20, and he will steal it. It's a 3. He steals it plus with a 3 here. We're going to check the T rating on Dempsey. When you get a 1, 2, or 3 on the stolen base chances, that allows the throwing error chances, and the T rating on Dempsey is 14. So if this D20 is a 14 or less, Dempsey will chuck this into center field, and Hara will make it to third. And he does. So after that nice throw in the previous inning, he chucks this one into center field, and Hara will make it to third base. So he's at third base with nobody out, and that puts the pressure on. They're going to have to bring the infield in because they don't want to get behind any further than they already are. So danger with Willie Horton coming up, and the infield in, nobody out. 5-2, fly ball center field B. That's a sacrifice fly, so it's a moot point. And that's a second sacrifice fly for Horton. He had a sacrifice fly in the first. Does it again here in the second. Texas gets a run. It's 6-3, but now the bases are cleared with 1 out. And that brings up Mike Hargrove. I should take a second or two before I roll Hargrove's at bat just because he has a human rain delay, but I forgot to do it. 5-8 is a strikeout. So 2 down. And that brings up Tom Grieve, who had that big 3-run homer, but he was in there against the lefty Flanagan. So do you leave him in there against the righty? I guess you do. He's still got a loaded column too, so they don't want to change out just yet. 1-8, he grounds to third, and that ends the inning. Of course, he's not very good defensively, so late innings you could see Claudell Washington as a defensive replacement. But the run scores, it's 6-3, and we go to the bottom of the third. And it'll be Elliot Maddox, top of the order for the Orioles against Mr. Gaylord Perry. Getting that saliva going. 4-8, and didn't go very good. 1-2 is a triple, 3-20 is a single for Elliot Maddox. And he gets a leadoff single. Maddox, let's see here. Berry's a -1 and Sundberg's a -4. It's a -5. So even if he got the jump, 10's the best he could do, and you're down 6-3, so I think they're going to hold him. Plus, Earl doesn't do a whole lot of running anyway. He believes in a 3-run homer, not the stolen base. So here's Rich Dower. Maddox, of course, being held on. 1-8, and that's a single to left field. So a single to left field puts runners at first and second, nobody out. And here come the big boys, Singleton and Murray and May, all 3 right in a row. Nothing on the 20. Here's Singleton. 1-10. 1-4 is a single. 5-20 is a ground ball first base C, which will move the runners up. So it is a first ground ball to Hargrove at first, but the runners do move up, so that eliminates a double play possibility. And with one swing of the bat, Eddie Murray can tie this game. It's 2 runners in scoring position, but a dinger ties the game. Infield is back for Texas. They'll give up the run to get the out. Murray 1-8, and you may not have to worry about it. 1-8 is a 1-15 home run. 1-15 home runs, 16-20 is a double. So 1-15, we got a 3-run, another patented Earl Weaver 3-run homer, and we're tied at 6. And that's exactly what we have. Eddie Murray, Eddie Eat, Drink, and Be Murray, a 3-run dinger, and all of a sudden it's a 6-6 game, and Gaylord Perry is looking for relief. Let's look at the Texas bullpen as they are going hot and heavy. Gaylord Perry is now fatigued because he's given up 6 runs. but realistically, the Rangers have not had a chance to get their bullpen going all that well. So they're going to go to, or start warming up, I should say, right-hander Len Barker in the bullpen. But Lee May is up now. New game, 6-6. 4-8. 1-2 is a triple. 3-20 is a single. And that's another single. So Lee May, 2 for 2. Brings up Andre Moore. Lee May will not be held. Nothing on the 20. 5-10, Gaylord Perry. Ground ball shortstop X. Since the runner's not being held, the shortstop Campaneris will not have to do any holding, so he can keep his full ratings of 2E29. Chance for the double play. 2 and an 18, that's a G1, so if he doesn't make an error, it's a double play. 29 and an 8 is probably okay. Let's take a look on the chart. E29 for shortstop and a number 8 total. Yep, that's no problem. So it's a good play, 6-4-3 to end the inning. And that's going to be it for Gaylord Perry. He's going to make it through 3 innings, but he's going to give up 6 runs. Two 3-run homers, 2 separate 3-run homers did him in. He's walked 2 and given up 3 other singles. That's 5 hits, 2 walks. Yes, I have the window open because it's nice weather, so these big trucks are driving by. That's what the noise is. And he struck out 1. All right. So Perry will get a no decision out of this. And also Flanagan got off the hook because of the comeback by the Orioles. So Dennis Martinez will now be in. And Len Barker is going to be the new pitcher for the Rangers in the bottom of the 4th. All right, so Dennis Martinez back out. Facing Sundberg. It'll be Sundberg, Henderson, and Beniquez, bottom of the order. 4-8, and that's a walk. Boy, Earl Weaver just seething on those walks. You just tied the game, and now you're walking guys. So Sundberg will not be held. 1, that's a wild pitch chance. So Dennis Martinez, a 1-6, and it's a wild pitch. It's a 19, so there's no wild pitch. So Henderson steps up. 6-6, he's a switch hitter batting left. And that's a 1-8 triple. 9-20 is a double. Some more trouble for the Orioles. That is a 15th, a double for Ken Henderson. Now, Sundberg may or may not be able to score on that because, let's see, the double is assumed to go to center field. Double is assumed to go to center field, so center fielder Arm Maddox has a -2. Sundberg was not being held. That makes him a 12, but your -2 is a 10. So it's a 50-50 shot to score, but I think they'd rather have him at second and third with nobody out myself. Seems to make more sense. And now Juan Beniquez, the batter. Infield is in, and now the Oriole bullpen, once again, is making some noise down there as left-hander Scotty McGregor is loosening. But right now, second, third, nobody out. They're going to bring the infield in. Try to cut that runoff against Beniquez. Nothing on the 20. 6-10 off of Martinez. That's a fly ball right field B. It is the 3rd sacrifice fly of the game for the Rangers, and they now take a 7-6 lead as they reclaim that lead, 7-6. And there's one away for Bert Campaneris. Henderson not being held at second. It's a 1, so another chance for a wild pitch, 1-6. And no wild pitch. So here's Campaneris. 1-9, struck him out. Big strikeout there for Dennis Martinez. 2 down for Bump Wills. Bump Wills is probably Dennis Martinez's last batter because I think they're going to have McGregor pitch starting in the 5th. Nothing on the 20. Here's Wills. 2-7 for Wills, and he struck out. All this stuff in column 2, and he found 2-7, which is a strikeout. So Dennis Martinez finishes with a bang with that strikeout. He does give up the run, though, and it's now 7-6 Texas. Hey, Philip Reynolds, how are you? Anybody miss Larry Rice? How are you? Chris Coleman, if I forgot to mention you, I apologize. I didn't see you. Glenn Peru. I think I got everybody else. Let's see here now for the Rangers. Len Barker, your new pitcher. Len Barker He would go on to fame with Cleveland pitching a perfect game in 1981, but in 1977 he was a youngster with the Rangers. So he's in there now. And on the 77 season, let's see, Len Barker was 4-1 with a 2.66 ERA, 3 starts and a save. So he can certainly go a couple of innings. He's got a 3 for relief rating, so he can pitch 3 innings if he's effective. But that's the $64,000 question. Can you be effective in a 7-6 game in the 4th? It looks like nobody's been effective. Somebody's got to be able to pitch. 210, that's a ballpark single check, but it's only a 2, 1-2. And that's going to be a liner to short. The sensei is out of there. Here's Rick Dempsey. 2-5 for Dempsey. It's a ground ball to the pitcher plus injury, but I'm not doing injuries, so it's just a ground ball to the pitcher. Oops. And here is, I wonder if I should do injuries. That's the interesting thing, because I'm not doing as played. So I'm wondering if I should do injuries since it's not an as played. Haven't had an injury come up in any of the games yet, but I probably should do an injury because I'm not doing as played. At least not now on the Philly one I can't because I'm doing the as played, but in the Oriole one, I think I'm going to do injuries. So the role on Rick Dempsey was a ground ball to the pitcher plus possible injury. So let's see here. Let me get my injury table here in Strat. Find that. Or do I have my injury table? Let's see here. Make sure I've got my injury table. Here we go. Injury table right here on the super advanced chart. Roll 1d20, and this tells you what they miss, if anything. So Rick Dempsey rolls a 9. So on a 9, he's going to miss 2 games. This game plus 2 more. So he could miss the entire series. He'd be eligible for Game 5. He would be eligible for Game 5. So let's see here. Number indicates the number of games this player is injured in addition to the remainder of the game. So yeah, it's not including this game. It's plus this game. So Rick Dempsey is out of there. So Dave Skaggs is going to have to come in and catch. And Dempsey will not be available in games 3 or 4. He might be able to come back and catch Game 5, but thought it might add a little more to do some injuries because you can't do that with the other one because I'm doing as played. So I thought this one might be. It's actually my first chance to question injuries, and I decided to go ahead and do it on the off the cuff. So how about that? So Dave Skaggs is your new catcher. 2 outs, bases empty. Captain Carl, remember that on the This Week in Baseball highlights, he threw it up on the backstop screen. That was pretty interesting. That's one of the things I definitely remember from those old This Week in Baseball shows. Kiko 1-8 for Kiko, and he's going to strike out. So Len Barker, 1-2-3 inning. And that keeps Texas ahead 7-6 as we go to the 5th. And a new pitcher for the Orioles. Third pitcher of the game will be Scotty McGregor, the left-hander, as Earl Weaver is going to try to find an answer somewhere from somebody, because the 2 he's used so far have really not been an answer. Now, Martinez did go 3 innings. He gave up 2 runs. They were both earned. I'll do the rest of the totals later, but at least, well, I'll go ahead and do it now. Get him out of the way. Walk 2. He walked 2. And let's see, struck out 2, 3. Struck out 3. And hits, he gave up 1. Only 1 hit. So that's the line there. All right, so Toby Harrah facing Scotty McGregor to lead off the top of the 5th. 7-6 Rangers, and they lead it 1-0. 6-11. Ground ball to short. That's going to be handled by Kiko Garcia. 1 away, and here's Willie Horton, DH. 2-10 for Horton. He's going to ground it to short, and Garcia will make the play again. So 2 up, 2 down, and here's Mike Hargrove. 6-7 lefty is a 1-9 double. 10-20 is a single. Hargrove with the double. So a 2-out double from Hargrove. So McGregor gets out the 2 right-handers, but when he faces the lefty, he gives up a double. Go figure. Here's Tom Grieve, left fielder. Nothing on the 20. That's a 5-9 against a right-hander. He flies to left, so he gets all three right-handers out, but can't get the lefty out. All right, we go to the bottom of the fifth. It is now still 7-6. Len Barker back out. And he'll be facing top of the order, Elliot Maddox. 4-6, and that's a 1-6 single. Anything else will be a ground ball to third. And it's what it's going to end up being, a 5-3 ground out. One away, and that brings up Rich Dower. 6-9. Ground ball shortstop X, that is Campaneris. He's a 2, E29. 2-15, he'll get to that. E29 and a 6, I believe that's good all day long, but I'll verify it just to be sure. E29 and a 6. Yep. 11, 17, and 18. You want to avoid those plus a 3. But 6 is good. So 2 up, 2 down. That brings up Ken Singleton. Earl looking for another 3-run homer at some point. Singleton switch hitter batting left, 6-7. Struck him out. So Len Barker, 6 up and 6 down here in relief. And he is the answer they have been looking for, as he has put the kibosh on the Oriole rallies. Keeps the score 7-6. McGregor in his second inning of work, and he's got a long relief rating of 4, so he's good to go if he's effective. Here's Sundberg. Again, there's an off day tomorrow for travel, so they can use their bullpen all they want because everybody gets the day off the next game. So let's see here. Now, that's another thing I think about. Do you incorporate the off day on the injury for Dempsey and make it only a 1-game injury? I have to think about that one. Because it said, is it 2 games or 2 days? Let me double check this. For injuries. No, it says number of games, so day is not going to help him. All right, so 4-11 is a ballpark single check. And again, that's only a 1-2. And that's going to be a liner to short. Sundberg is retired. Here's Ken Henderson. 3-12 against the lefty is a pop-up to Garcia at short, 2 down. So they found looks like both managers have finally found a relief pitcher they can rely on. Here's Beniquez, 5-9, fly to left. So 2 innings of shutout relief by Scotty McGregor. Keeps the score 7-6 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Len Barker looking to at least go 3 innings, if not 4, here in relief, depending on how effective he is. Got to face the heart of the order, though. Murray, May, and Mora. 4, 5, and 6. 1-8, and that's a potential home run right there for Eddie Murray. 1-15 would be a game-tying homer. 16-20 is your double. And that's a game-tying homer, second of the game for Eddie Murray. And we're tied at 7 apiece. It's 7-up City. Eddie Murray ties the game at 7. Now the decisions the pitchers of record are Barker and McGregor. 1-6 for Lee May, and he strikes out. So that's 1 away for Andre Mora. 2-4 for Mora, and he got 2 fours over here is a strikeout. I was looking at 1-4. So 2 down for Doug DeCense. 3-4, and that's a walk. 2-out walk keeps the inning alive. Boy, if you told Earl Weaver you're going to get 2 home runs out of Eddie Murray this game, plus 1 from Lee May, you'd think he would take it, wouldn't he? All right, here's Skaggs, and he is the replacement for Dempsey for being injured. 3-7 for Skaggs against Barker, and that is a single to right field. There is a Omega here, but the runner is not in scoring position, so it's not a clutch situation. It's just going to be a single to right. Now, can DeCense get to third? He was not being held. He's a 13, makes him a 14. Their 2 outs makes it a 16. Right fielder arm is a -2, though, to make it a 14. So a 1-14 would get him to third base with 2 outs, but you hate to make the last out at third base, so they're going to hold him up there. Really they don't benefit a whole lot by him getting to third. If there was only 1 out, they'd probably take the chance. But with 2 outs, they're going to hold him. And here's Kiko Garcia. He's 0 for 2. Boy, they're tempted right now to pinch hit for Garcia and bring in Belanger to play short the rest of the game. But if you can get a lefty in there to get a big hit, that would certainly help them. Is it too early to substitute? You know what? They're going to pinch hit for Garcia. Earl Weaver's going to roll the dice literally and figuratively and bring in Pat Kelly. So Pat Kelly's going to pinch hit for Kiko Garcia. And Mark Belanger will be your new shortstop. And of course, that will upgrade them defensively for sure, because Belanger is now a 1 and a 14 versus a 3 and a 33. Of course, offensively, he's not quite as good. But they're going to take a chance that Pat Kelly can get it done in the pinch. Earl Weaver likes those power-hitting pinch hitters. So let's see if he can get it done. 2 on and 2 out. Nothing on the 20. Pat Kelly, 4-2. And he struck him out. Boy, well, it had Garcia hit, it would have been grounded to short. So either way, but you do burn Garcia, unfortunately. But the Orioles did tie it on the home run by Eddie Murray. And we go to the 7th, tied at 7. So 7's abound in this game. 7-7 in the 7th. McGregor is going to come back out and take on the top of the order, Bert Campaneris. And Campaneris, 2-7 for Campy, and that's a leadoff single. And you know he's a threat to run. Now McGregor's a 0 hold, so that brings in the doesn't bring in the -3 of Dempsey because he's hurt. It's a -1 for Skaggs. So if he gets the jump, it would be a 12. If he could get the jump 1 through 12, so they're going to try to get the jump. 6, he gets the jump, but that's a 2. So I think if that's a 2, let me double check here on the rules. I'm super advanced when I'm doing pickoffs and stuff. I think it's a, let's see here, when they try to get the steal, if the roll is a 2, it's a possible balk. All right. So if the number rolled is higher than the balk rate and the runner dives back safely, the runner has failed to achieve his good lead. Okay, so he has no balk rating, which means he's not going to get a good lead. That's basically how that plays out. So Campaneris cannot get the lead, which means he would drop to an 11, which would be down to an 8, so he's not going to steal. Since he didn't get the lead, he's not obligated to steal. That brings up Bump Wills. Would he bunt? He messed up on his bunt. Actually, he bunted for a single last time, didn't he? Tempting to do it again. We're going to bunt again. And that's a 12. That could be a different story, though. 12 on a bunt chart. And he's actually a B bunter now. So B bunter and a 12 is a 1 and a 2, which means it's not Arthur Murray dance school. 1 and 2 means it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. They could try to bunt him again, or they can let him swing away. And I think they're going to take the bunt off and let him swing away. 5-8. And that's a good decision. 5-8, 1-12 is a double. 13-20 is a single. 2 stars, so the runner on second will score. Runner on first cannot. I'm sorry, I'm up here. Runner on first cannot score. Nobody's on second. But Campaneris has to stop at third one way or the other. But a 1-12 is a double. It is a 12, so it's a double for Bump Wills. And that puts the 2 rabbits on second and third with nobody out. And Toby Hara, the batter. And now McGregor may need some relief, as Earl may be looking for a right-hander to get out of this. So they're going to bring in Dick Drago from the bullpen to try to get out of this mess. Dick Drago, the right-hander. Can't close the book on McGregor because the inning's not over yet. Those 2 runners are his responsibility. Can say he gave up 3 hits in his 2+ innings. And let's see, did he get? Well, he didn't walk anybody and he didn't strike out anybody. But we don't know about the runs yet. All right, so Toby Hara facing Drago. Infield is in because they can't give up the run. They just really can't. They'll take the chance of a ball going through, but they just can't do it otherwise. Nothing on the 20. Here's Hara with the infield in. 3-5 for Hara, and it's not going to matter. 1-13 is a double, 14-20 is a single. It's going to be a 2 RBI hit either way you go. 1-13, and he got it. It's a double, so back-to-back doubles. It's a 2-run double, and the Rangers grab a 9-7 lead. And Earl can't find the answer out of the pen again. So he is having some issues. Here is Willie Horton. Right now they're stuck with Drago until somebody else gets ready. 3-8 for Horton, struck him out. That helps. 1 away. Brings up Mike Hargrove. And it's a 1, which is a wild pitch chance of 3 for Drago. And there's no wild pitch. So here is Hargrove. 110 for Hargrove, and that's a ballpark single chance again. 1-2. Otherwise, it's a liner to second. And that's what it is, liner to second for out number 2. Brings up Grieve, Tom Grieve. Nothing on the 20. 5-6. That's a 1-3 triple. 4-20 is a single, 2 stars. That will score Hara. So another run will come in. It's just a matter of this is a single or a triple. It is a single, but it's 2 stars on that single. So Hara will score. 3 runs are in. It is now 10-7 in favor of Texas. And Drago may need some relief here very quickly. They're going to run out of bullpen guys if they're not careful. So those 2 runs are both charged to McGregor, and the 3rd run is charged to Drago. Brings up Sundberg. 5-7. That's a single, 2 stars. So that'll put runners on the corners with 2 outs for Ken Henderson. As the Texas brought their bats in this game for sure. Texas doing it with the little ball and Orioles doing it with the long ball. Here's Henderson, switch hitter, batting left. 3-6 against the righty is a pop up to second. Hauled in by Dower, but damage done. 3 runs are in. And now Drago is going to go 1 inning, give up a run, which was earned. And he gave up 3 hits. Struck out 1, didn't walk anybody. But they will get a new pitcher for the Orioles in the 8th. It'll be Tippy Martinez. So Dennis Martinez didn't work out. They're going to see if Tippy Martinez can work out. So he will come in to pitch the 8th inning, the left-hander Tippy Martinez. Last guy they got left in the bullpen is Nelson Briles. So they're down to him if they can't get Tippy Martinez to get it done. Glenn Barker will be lifted. And we will get a new Ranger pitcher here in the bottom of the 7th. As Lynn Barker goes 3 innings. And let's see what he did. 3 innings, and he gave up 1 run, which was earned. That was the home run by Eddie Murray. Let's see here. 3 innings. So 1 strikeout, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts. Ooh, a lot of strikeouts. No walk. I'm sorry, 1 walk. And the only hit he gave up, I'm looking at here, is the home run. I'm sorry, he gave up a home run and a single. That's 2 hits allowed. All right, so we go to the Oriole half of the 7th, but we're going to the Ranger bullpen. And let's see who they go to. They're going to go to Daryl Knowles, the lefty. So Daryl Knowles is your lefty. Adrian Devine, the right-hander. The only right-hander they have left is their closer, so they want to hold him out if they can. They do have Knowles. They have Lindblad, and they have Roger Moret, former Red Sox pitcher, pitched in the 75 series. All right, so Daryl Knowles facing Elliot Maddox to start the bottom of the 7th, 10-7 Texas. It's a scorekeeping nightmare with all these runs. 4-6. 4-6 is a leadoff walk. Just what the Texas Rangers did not need from Daryl Knowles is a leadoff walk. Maddox will be held but will not try to steal. Here's Rich Dower. Nothing on that. Dower. 5-7, and that's another walk. So back-to-back walks from Daryl Knowles. And he's having issues, and all of a sudden, another lefty has gotten up real quick, Paul Lindblad. He is loosening feverishly in the Ranger bullpen. Now you got Singleton, and now you got 2 guys on. They're down by 3. They're primed for another 3-run homer if they can do it, and they got the boys to do it. Singleton, Murray, and May all coming up. See if they can they pull off a third 3-run homer? That would be almost incredible. But this game has been wild, so who knows what will happen. 6-7, and that's a ground ball, second base X. Now Maddox was being held, but since Singleton's batting right-handed as a switch hitter, so that means Bump Wills is going to lose one on his range. It will drop to a 4 because he's responsible for holding Maddox at second base. So he will drop to a 4 range, Mr. Wills. 4 and a 13. Let's see what that does for the range. That'll definitely take the double play out of the equation. 4 and a 13 is actually a G3, so it's going to be runner advances if he doesn't make an error. His error rating is 17, and that's an 8, so he's probably okay with that. He's 17, there is no 8, but it's going to be a 4-3 grounder instead of a fielder's choice. Had he stayed a 3, by him holding the runner, that knocks it down to a runner advance. So runners are at second and third with 1 out, and here's Eddie Murray, who's had 2 home runs already, one a 3-run homer and one a solo shot. But both of those were batting left-handed. Can he do it batting right-handed against Daryl Knowles? That's a 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. His balk rating is an 8, and the pass ball rating on Sundberg, I didn't have it written down. Let's see, his Sundberg pass ball rating is a 1. So let's see what we got. We got a pass ball check. This has to be a 1, and it is not, so no pass ball. But Murray looking to do some damage. 2-8 against a lefty. That's a single to right field. There is a omega there, but there's not 2 outs. So it will not be a clutch out. It'll be a base hit for Eddie Murray. His 3rd hit of the game. We know Maddox will score. Dower, as the trail runner, was not being held. Let's see if he can score. Dower, speed is a 12, becomes a 13, but the right fielder arm is a -2. So with only 1 out, they're going to hold him at 3rd because they're down by 3. They don't want to take the chance. But they get one of the runs back. It is now 10-8. And you've got the dangerous Lee May coming to the plate. And right now, Paul Lindblad is just about ready. If he doesn't get May, that's going to be it for Daryl Knowles if he doesn't get May. Infield's a double play depth. They're looking to turn 2. Nothing on the 20. Lee May. 5-4. That's a 1 single. Anything else, he grounds to 3rd. And that'll be a fielder's choice that'll score a run. But a 1's a base hit. And no base hit, but it will be a 5-4 fielder's choice, and that will score. Dower from second is now 10-9 as we go to the, well, not quite finished with the bottom of the 7th yet because there's still only 2 outs. And Andre Moore, the batter. And let's see, do they want to leave Knowles in there? I guess they'll leave him in there, try to get him out of the inning. It's Andre Moore. Nothing happening there. 1-7. 1-2 is a double. 3-20 he flies to center. And he's going to fly to center to end the inning, but the Orioles pick up 2. Doesn't quite match the 3 that the Rangers put up, but it's now 10-9 as we go to the 8th inning. Hi Aaron, how are you? Welcome aboard. Thank you for coming along. All right, so Tippy Martinez is going to be the new pitcher for the Orioles. Daryl Knowles goes 1 inning, and he gives up 2 runs. Both are earned thanks to 2 walks. Both the guys he walked scored. Those walks will come back to bite you. No strikeouts, no home runs. Okay, so the new pitcher for the Rangers in the bottom of the 8th will be Paul Lindblad, another lefty. But they do have Adrian Devine, the righty, in the wings just in case. So Tippy Martinez starts off against Juan Beniquez. As we start the top of the 8th, 10-9 Rangers. 3-5 for Beniquez, struck him out. So Juan Beniquez out on strikes. Here's Bert Campaneris. 2-9. 1-6 is a home run. 7-20 is a double. 1-6, can Campy go deep? He can. Campaneris, not known for his home run power, did have 5 on the season, and there's one of them right there. Home run for Campaneris. It is now 11-9. Balls are flying out of Memorial Stadium big time. Here's Bump Wills. 6'10", switch hitter batting right. 6'10's a ground ball shortstop X. That is Belanger. He's a 1 E14. Since he's a 1, don't need to check the D20 with nobody on base. You know he's going to get to it. We're just checking for an error. And that's a 10 on an E14, and I believe 10 is perfectly fine on an E14. And it is. So it's good play. 2 down for Toby Hara. 6-9 for Tippy. Ground ball shortstop X again. Same thing. Belanger. 14 error rating. And that is a 12. See if that's a problem. 14 error rating, and there is no 12, so it's good play. Belanger. Actually, it's a good thing to have Belanger in there because had Kiko Garcia been in it, that might have gotten through for a hit. But damage done on the home run by Bert Campaneris to make it 11-9. And now Paul Lindblad is in. He'll be facing DeSensei, Skaggs, and Belanger. And you can't pinch hit for Belanger because there's nobody else to play short, I don't believe. I don't think they have anybody else that's rated to play shortstop. So I think they do have Billy Smith. He's a terrible 3E88. So I guess you could go that route, but you'd be taking a chance. And right-handers off the bench, they don't have a lot of. Most of their bench guys are left-handed. All right, so I think you're going to have to live with Belanger. So DeSensei is your batter. 77 Rangers were pretty decent. I think they finished in second place in the real season, if I'm not mistaken. They had good pitching. They had Gaylord Perry, and they had Doc Ellis, and they had Bert Blyleven. So they had some good pitchers, despite what happened in this game. All right, here's DeSensei, 1-7, and he's going to pop it up to short. Campaneris puts that away, one down. Here's Dave Skaggs. 4-4, and that's a catcher X. Just missed a ballpark home run chance. That's a catcher X. Sundberg, a 1. I'll roll it anyway since it's an X check. 1-9, and he's an E2. E2 and an 11 should not be an issue. 1-9 on a catcher is a pop out, and an 11 on an E2 is no issue. So straight out pop out to the catcher Sundberg. 2 down with nobody out, with 2 outs, with 2 down and nobody on. Just going to go and let Belanger hit. He does have a decent column 1 against lefties, but it's a 5-6. Ground ball to third. I'm sorry, it was 4-6. 5-6 is a strikeout. So Lindblad comes in and pitches a solid 8th inning, and they're going to probably turn it over to Adrian Devine for the 9th. So Lindblad goes 1 inning. Struck out 1 and didn't give up anything else. And they're looking at Adrian Devine to come in and close the deal in the 9th. Tippy Martinez will come back out and pitch here in the top of the 9th, despite giving up that home run in the previous inning. So let's see, we got Horton, Hargrove, and Grieve stepping to the plate. 4-7, and that's a solid single. So Nelson Briles starting to loosen down in the Oriole bullpen. He's the last guy they got left that's a relief pitcher. So here's Hargrove. Nothing for Hargrove. 4-6, lefty on lefty is another single. This one to center field. Elliot Maddox has a -2 arm, and Horton doesn't run well at all, so Horton will stay put. In fact, they will go ahead and make a move and bring in a pinch runner for the DH Horton. See if they can score that extra run. So they will be bringing in, let's see who they want to bring in. They're going to bring in Sandy Alomar. He runs as a 15. So he will take the place of Horton. And he'll be the DH if it happens to go extra innings. Right now he's a pinch runner. Pinch runner. All right, so Grieve is up with 2 on and nobody out. Now, do they go to the bullpen for Nelson Briles with the righties coming up? Let's see how they want to play this. Nelson Briles, not that great of a relief pitcher, at a 4.33 ERA. He was mostly a starter, but he did have some relief rating. But a 4.33 ERA or a 2.70, I think we're going to stick with Tippy. At least one more batter anyway. Nothing on the 20. 3-8. Ground ball shortstop B. That's a fielder's choice. 6-4. That puts runners on the corners with 1 out. And the infield will have to come in. They cannot afford another run to cross the plate. So the infield will be in. Grieve not held at first, but actually Grieve is going to be lifted for a pinch runner. And that pinch runner is going to be Claudell Washington, because Claudell Washington has better speed, 17-12. Now, actually, his defense is not that much better. Dave May is actually a better defender. Let's see, but they're going to use Claudell. So Claudell Washington is going to take over for Grieve, and he will stay in the game to play left field as well. He's a 4-8 and a 1, or 4-8 and a -1 rather. But he runs as a 17 versus a 12. So Claudell Washington is your new runner at first base, and that's going to force them to hold the runner and open up that hole for Jim Sundberg should he choose to try to go through it. Tippy's a +1, Skaggs a -1, so it's a total net 0. So if Claudell gets the jump, it's a 1 to 15 chance, so they're going to try to get the jump. 3 to 6 he can do it. 10 he cannot, so he will have to hold, and that brings up Sundberg. Infield in, trying to cut the runoff. 6'10", right-hander. 6'10's a ground ball shortstop X. And that again is Belanger. He's a 1. That's a 12. So let's see, does that cause a G1? Let's see here. 1 and a 12. 1 and a 12. Yes, either 1 or 2. So even if you, I'm not sure if you deduct the 1 from him for playing in or not. Even if you do, 212 is still a ground ball with a G1. So that would be what he would be looking for. 14 is an error check, and that's an 8, and I think 14 and 8 is fine. And it is. So we go to our advancement, or our super advanced ground ball chart. Runners are at first and third. Infield is in, and we get a 1, which is a ground ball A. Because this is the, I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong one. That's when it's not an X chart. This is an X check, so we can't use that. Got to use this. Got to use the G1 chart. All right, so the G1 chart with runners first and third and the infield in, it says batter. Would have been a double play otherwise, but they really couldn't take the choice. Couldn't take the chance that they couldn't get the double play. So it says batter. So we come over here to batter, and where it says batter is out, runners advance only if forced. All right, so Claudell has to go to second because he's forced. So he will be at second base, but the runner on third had to hold, and Sundberg is out 6-3 for out number 2. So that's the case. They could have turned the double play had they played double play death, but when I do that, I typically roll the ground ball B and the run scores, and then you're really frustrated because you let the run score. So it's kind of a catch-22, so to speak. So Ken Henderson is up with runners at second and third and 2 away. They could walk Henderson and pitch to Beniquez, but I think they're going to go ahead and pitch to Henderson. Nothing on the 20. Tippy trying to get out of this thing. 3-10, and he will. It's a pop-up to short. Belanger snags it. Innings over. So they get out of, Tippy gets out of it without any further damage. But Texas still holding that 11-9 lead. So it's a 2-run lead as we go to the ninth. Bottom of the ninth, rather. 2-run lead. And closer Adrian Devine will be on for the Rangers. On the 77 season in real life, he did have 15 saves. And he also had quite a few wins as well. He was also a part-time starter. But Devine is in to try to close the deal. He'll be facing the top of the order. It will not be Elliot Maddox. They're going to let Al Bumry pinch hit. So Al Bumry will pinch hit and lead off for the Orioles. And I think we're going to also get a pinch hitter for Dower as well. And that pinch hitter is going to be, let's see, is it going to be Muser, or is it going to be, it's going to be Tony Muser as a pinch hitter. So the first 2 batters are going to be pinch hit for. It's going to be Bumry and Muser as the first 2 in the order, 2 lefties, Bumry and Muser. So Bumry, it's almost feeling like a National League game with all these changes. So Bumry, and then we got Muser pinch hitting here as well. If it does happen to go to the 10th inning, then we do have Billy Smith to play second, and then of course Bumry would slide in right there to play center field. So here we go. Wheels are turning in both dugouts as Devine trying to close the deal right here, facing Al Bumry, bottom of the ninth. 4-3. 4-3 is a ground ball third base X. That's Toby Hara. Hara's a 3, E16. 3-10, he will get to that. E16, can he field it? E16 and an 11 for a third baseman. E16, there is no 11. It's a good play. 5-3 ground out, 1 away. The Rangers are 2 outs away from taking a 2-0 lead command here in this series. Hello, Aaron and the Phrase and Terry P. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I haven't been watching the computer. I've been kind of engrossed in this fiasco trying to get things under control. Here's Tony Muser against Devine. 5-12. He's a lefty. 5-12. Ground ball third base X. We're back to Hara again. The exact same result. And Hara is, again, a 3-16. 3 and a 9. I think he's still okay with that. 3 and a 9 is a G3, so he'll get to it. E16 for his error check. And that is an 11. E16, there is no 11. So it's a good play again. Toby Hara, 2 tough grounders, but gets both pinch hitters out. Here comes Singleton now. Singleton can reach. You got Eddie Murray next, and he's already got 2 home runs. But Singleton has to reach. 3-9. He will walk. He does reach. So the tying run is at the plate in Eddie Murray. Singleton will not be held as an E-stealer, but Eddie Murray has a chance to hit 3 home runs in this game. If he hits a home run, we got a tie game at 11, and I'm going to probably pass out. 3-10. Nope, it's a chance for a single, though. 1-15 will keep the game going. 16-20, and the game's over. It's a single, 1 star, so that'll put runners at first and second for Lee May. Lee May. Now, Murray's the tying run. He runs on an 11. Do they have anybody on the bench that can run better than Murray to try to extend the game? But you hate taking Murray out. So I think we're going to let Murray stay right where he is. He's not being held as a trail runner. In fact, neither runner are being held. So even though he runs an 11, it becomes a 12. Plus there's 2 outs, it becomes a 14. So I think you're safe just to leave him there. So now Lee May, chance to get it done. He homered in the first, but hasn't done much since. Nothing on the 20. Here's Lee May. 2-7. Oh, he just missed a 3-run homer that would have walked it off. A 2-7 is a single to center field. And now let's see if Singleton can score. He's not held. He only runs at a 12, but not being held makes him a 13. Plus, there's 2 outs, makes it a 15. The hit went to center field. Center fielder Benica's arm, though, is a -3, so they're not going to take a chance. His run really doesn't mean anything. It's Murray's run that counts. So they're going to load the bases with 2 outs. And Andre Mora is the scheduled hitter. He is 0 for 4. So let's look at the bench and see if they can find anybody that they think is better. They've already used Kelly. They've used Muser. And they've used Bumry. The only guys they got left on the bench, they have Tom Chopay, who's not very good. They have Larry Harlow, who's also not very good. And they got Billy Smith, who's also not very good. So I think you're stuck with Andre Mora. You're going to live and die with Andre Mora, I do believe. So here we go. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth. Texas clinging to an 11-9 lead and trying to take a 2-0 series in the ALCS. Devine, no wild pitch or anything. Here's the pitch to Andre Mora. 3-6, and that's a 1-14 grand slam. 15-20, he flies out and the game's over. So a 3-6 yields a 1-14 grand slam. 15-20, the game is over. So it's over either way. Either it's going to be a walk-off for the Orioles or it's going to be a deep fly that Ken Henderson fields at the track and the Orioles go down 2-0. But a 1-14, and Earl Weaver is very happy. It's a 12. It's gone. Andre Mora, a walk-off grand slam home run. And there's life in the Oriole dugout after all. Earl Weaver choked up his Chesterfield. Didn't know what happened. Probably in cardiac arrest. 4 runs on the Andre Mora grand slam. And the Orioles win it by the score of 13-11 here in the bottom of the ninth with a walk-off. as they walk off against the closer, Adrian Devine, who didn't close anything. We'll do the numbers on Devine. 4 runs all earned thanks to that Andre Moore grand slam. I just think I was getting ready to pinch hit for him. Glad I didn't. And let's look at Tippy Martinez. He went 2 innings. I want to try to get the official numbers here. Let's see here. He struck out 1, gave a home run, 3 hits for Martinez. I'm going to try to get an accurate box score if I can. It's very, very messy, obviously. Let's see. He gave up the home run. He struck out 1 and didn't walk anybody. Gave up the 1 run. Okay, let's get these totals out of the way. For the Rangers, let's see, 5 and 9 is 14 hits. So 11 runs, 14 hits, and no errors for Texas. For the Orioles, 13 runs and 11 hits and 1 error. So go figure that. How many home runs did the Orioles hit? They had a 3-run homer there, a 3-run homer there, and a grand slam here. So that, by my calculations, is 10 runs. Plus, he had a solo shot from Murray. So 11 of the 13 runs came via homer as they played Earl Weaver long ball. 2 3-run jacks, and of course the Andre Moore walk-off grand slam. The series is now tied at a game apiece as they head to Texas, and they're going to need a day off to recover from all of this stuff. But Jim Palmer is now rested, and he will be, their Cy Young Award winner, will be on the mound for the Orioles as he will be facing Doyle Alexander and the Texas Rangers. It will be from Arlington Stadium, so we don't know what kind of effects that's going to have until I look at the ballpark effects and get it all set up. But boy, talk about a coronary. Man of the hour, player of the game, Andre Moore. Although you could make an argument for Eddie Murray being the player of the game, because if he hadn't hit those couple home runs and had that single here in the 9th inning, Moore would have never come up. So Murray ended up going 4 for 5. So I kind of like to leave it to Murray, but guy hits a walk-off grand slam, you kind of have to tip your hat and give him props. So let's get the score sheet in here a little bit closer and look at what we have. 11, 14 and 0, 13, 11 and 1. I want to check left on base, see if anybody, how many each of the guys left on base, or each of the teams left on base. The Rangers did not leave anybody on base until the 4th. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got them for 6 left on base, so not very many. And for the Orioles left on base, probably not a whole lot either, because they hit all those home runs. So let's see here. They didn't leave a runner on base until the 6th, because this guy was limited on double play. So 2 there, 3 there. That's it. Just 3 left on for the Orioles. So they were efficient. The Orioles also coaxed 6 Ranger walks from the Ranger pitching staff. And as I look at this now, 5 of the 6 batters who walked scored. Most of them preceded home runs. One of them preceded a single, but most of them preceded home runs. The only one who didn't score was the Sensei. He walked in the 6th but did not score. But a lot of those walks came back to bite him. The combination of 6 walks and 4 home runs did them in. So thank you guys for staying with me through all of this. It was something else. I'm going to have to grab something to drink and relax myself, I think, after all of that. That was quite the spectacle there. Don't know if the NLCS can match that, but Orioles, Earl Weaver. Win probability with 2 out in the 9th and no 1 on must have been high. I'm sure it was. Like I said, the first 2 guys were out, the pinch hitters, but then a walk and 2 singles, and then Moore went deep. So thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Larry Rice, Terry P., Mike McAllister, didn't see you in there. Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else we, RJL, of course, The Phrase, Aaron Davis. Seeing some names I don't readily see a lot, so I appreciate that. Let's see who else is in there. I got to scroll all the way up. I'm not good with this live stream stuff. Chris Coleman, thank you for tuning in. Philip Reynolds, Captain Carl, of course. Let's see, Glenn Peru, or Perot, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Let's see. Tribe fan, thank you for coming in. Patrick Tucker, thank you for joining me. So I think I've hit everybody that's in the live stream at least at some point or another. So certainly appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm sure there'll be more games on tonight, whether it be RJL or Rob or Earl or somebody. Maybe even Al Red Sox fan, you never know. So appreciate you guys for checking out this wild and woolly affair, 13-11. Hopefully when this loads up, people that didn't get to see it live will enjoy it as well and stick around and watch this exciting finish. So until next time, which will be Game 2 of the NLCS, take care, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.